We certainly hope you had an awesome family day. It's Tuesday morning. Welcome to Mornings with Luann and Tim.
She's back. Welcome home, Mama.
Thank you so much. It's good to be back. How are you?
Well, I'm better.
Boy,
better
you were
for seeing you.
You were just dropping co-hosts.
Honestly, it was like a revolving door. I didn't know who was going to be in the chair. Every time I looked in that chair, there was somebody else there. I never knew who was going to be there. It was like being part of Justin Trudeau's cabinet. I never knew who was going to be gone.
They're dropping like flies, aren't they?
Holy smoke.
Holy SNC Lavalin.
Oh, yeah.
Something's going on there.
The butts hit the sidewalk.
You know what? Yeah.
What's his name, Butts?
Butts.
Gerald Butts?
Gerald Butts. Friend of his.
Like really good friends.
Yes.
I saw pictures
Went
of them
to
when
school
they were
together.
like, sitting on the stuff somewhere, and they're like Birkenstock sandals and stuff when they were youngsters. And he was his top advisor.
Yes.
And he took the hit.
He took the
hit. He said, I never said it. He's still saying that as far as he's concerned, he did nothing wrong in talking to the minister, and but he's going to step down for the interest of the government.
You know, it's interesting to me because she stepped down.
Her name again is, it's a long one.
It's a long one.
We should have been anyway.
Yes. She stepped down. But it's interesting to me how she made the decision, but there's so much focus on who advised her to make the decision.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like, she made the decision. It was her decision to make, apparently.
Yes.
So I guess if the Prime Minister is involved in something crooked, we need to know that.
She got lawyers right away.
Yeah. Because she was nervous about what to say.
Yeah.
Because she said that the Prime Minister did not advise her.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all unfolds.
Do you think he advised her?
I don't know. The NDP is looking wants an investigation for sure.
Well, this is just fodder for them, right?
I know.
They're just like, all right.
And then I also read that, remember Anthony Weiner?
Yes, that
the New
Weiner.
York City congressman who with illicit... He did sexting with a 15-year-old girl from...
Showed his
wiener.
Yes.
His Anthony, little Anthony. He shared little Anthony. She was a 15-year-old girl from North Carolina he had illicit contact with. So he's been released 3 months early.
Oh, because he's for good behavior?
So now all the butts and wieners are back on the street.
And that's a mean combo.
There you go.
Butts and wieners. I'm just saying.
Luann?
Yes?
You sat right there and I called it.
You called it. Man, I was telling everybody while I was away, Tim called it. Jussie Smollett. He looks like
he might have hired those two guys they worked with him on Empire. Rumor has it there was $3,500 paid to them to pretend to assault him.
But he did have a cut, so it wasn't...
Oh, no, they didn't.
Like, it was pretty realistic, yeah.
But I guess they have him on video buying the rope, and they caught the guys, and I believe they confessed. So, but he's still
So do you automatically believe these two guys who were paid to hurt somebody?
Or do we think now, could it be a counter? You could go the other direction and say, somebody who wanted Jussie to look bad hired these two guys and then told them to say that it was just, who knows where this is going to lead.
You know what's happened though?
What?
He's
still not going back.
No, he had 9 scenes in one of the last episodes of the season, cut down. And he was supposed to do like a performance, like actually sing a song, and they cut that too. So apparently the only time he is going to appear is when there's like a full cast, so he'll just be in amongst all the cast members.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going to be interesting. Once again, you never know what.
Right? Jussie Smollett. I hope not. What
Donald Trump
were you thinking?
Donald Trump Jr. is so excited. No, just, because he said these liberals are so desperate to make us look bad, they're willing to do this and go any lengths and see how terrible. This is exactly what I said was going to happen. We didn't need this.
No, we certainly didn't need it. But you know what? Of course, a Trump would make that story all about him.
Yep.
Right? It's like, what does an actor who potentially could have set up an assault on him, what does that have to do with Trump or any of them?
Well, because he's saying that they yelled MAGA country.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was all about...
I did forget that.
This was specifically about they were Trump supporters.
Yes.
That's how it
And he did actually get a legitimate piece of hate mail quoting.
Well, we don't know. What if
Apparently,
that
it's been verified.
Oh, that was legitimate?
Yes, that's been verified.
Oh, so maybe then. Oh, okay. So maybe
maybe that's where he
was
got the idea from.
to have somebody attack him and then say, "I got." Oh, see now
yeah.
you just added to the case.
You nailed it, man. You just called it.
Did. And there was and the other thing that people talked about, because remember I said 60 seconds is an awful short time to get assaulted and then come back into camera and nobody, you know what I mean? He was only off camera. And the other thing that said was his Subway sandwich survived the attack. He made it back to his apartment with the sandwich and the noose around his neck.
Wow.
He never took the noose off, and he had his.
Maybe he was in shock.
Shouldn't laugh.
Maybe he was in shock. Right?
Either that, or he could be the next spokesperson for Subway after that.
Yeah. If they need somebody that desperetely.
Yeah,
you know what though?
Did
Did you see the two brothers that are accused of
assaulting him?
Yeah.
No.
Nice 6 packs and.
Oh, really?
I'm just saying.
If you're gonna get beat up by somebody,
make it good.
Make them good looking.
Make them good looking.
That's
because
crazy.
Seriously, like honestly, the two brothers, man,
stop it.
Spending some time in the gym.
I guess so. It's National Chocolate Mint Day.
I hate chocolate mint.
So do I.
Hate it. Can't stand it.
Should never put them together.
No.
Sorry, Girl Guides. Bad idea.
Yeah, bad. My husband loves those mint chocolate Girl Guide cookies.
No.
Loves them.
No.
Puts them in the freezer, eats them frozen.
Nope.
Me neither. Or orange, or cherry,
chocolate.
or
No,
strawberry.
Nope.
Leave chocolate alone. It's already perfect.
Oh, look at there's a. How do you
What
feel
is
about
that?
mint in general? That's chocolate mint.
I don't like mint.
Well, that's part of the problem.
Well, yes, it is.
love
But when I eat chocolate, I want chocolate. I don't want. If I'm going to have an orange, I'll eat an orange. If I'm going to have a strawberry, I'll eat a strawberry. I don't want the two together.
It's textures too.
It's
But
textures.
flavors though.
Yeah.
All right, so you don't like National Chocolate Mint Day? I'm
No.
spitting. So I'm salivating thinking about chocolate.
Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom
Katy
got
Perry still can't sing.
engaged.
What?
They got engaged.
Katy Perry and Orlando Bloom?
Got engaged.
That's a lot of good looks.
That's a lot of good looks.
She's a good-looking, she's a
And
beautiful woman, and he's a handsome man.
Boy, and you know, only he can be on like a little canoe with her, totally naked.
Was that them in that picture?
That was them in that picture.
He was standing up.
She looked overdressed and he was wearing a bikini.
I don't mean that he was erect. I mean that he was.
Yeah, just like, you know what?
No, what?
I'm sorry, but you got to feel good about your body
He
to
shaved
be
his
able
head.
to
He
do
looks like
that.
Alex Parr.
Yes, he does.
Wait, have you seen Alex Parr since he shaved his head?
No, I haven't.
Alex Parr shaved his head.
I know,
Because he
before
went
I
to the
left.
Scouts for cancer.
Yes.
He shaved his head.
Yeah. Does he look good?
Oh, he's cute. Wow.
Yeah?
It's Alex Parr. He always looks
Yeah,
good.
he's a doll, eh?
Okay.
Hey, good news though.
What?
You can relax because Paris Hilton is reportedly back in the studio recording more music. Oh, thank gosh.
I miss the dulcet tones of Paris Hilton.
I don't even know what song.
Maybe
of
I'll
hers.
get really lucky and she'll do a duet with Katy Perry.
Can she sing?
Katy Perry can't sing.
No, not just Kate. I mean Paris Hilton. Can she sing?
No.
Yeah. I don't know any. Honestly, I don't know any of her songs.
No, she can't sing. Hey, sad day in the fashion world. It just came out. Karl
Yes.
Lagerfeld passed away, 85 years old. Karl was a German artist and photographer, and I didn't know he was a caricaturist as well.
Was he?
Most known, obviously, for being the creative director for the House of Chanel.
I watched a bit of a documentary on him.
Yeah, he was a
maybe
character, was he?
2 or 3 weeks ago. Very eccentric.
Eccentric.
But boy, I want to tell you, when he was running a fashion show, it was like,
Boom.
no, don't do that again. No, like severe.
Chanel was his, okay?
Uh-huh.
Fendi. Did you know that?
Oh, no, I didn't.
Yes, the fashion house Fendi, which is Italian leather for another
Yes.
good. And of course, his own namesake
Lagerfeld.
Lagerfeld. So he ran 3.
I think he had some money.
A little bit so.
Yeah.
And then
For all those
somebody else
sunglasses
died
he wore.
today. Do you remember that picture from the end of World War II? The guy, the sailor dipping the girl in
Yes,
Times
yes.
Square. That gentleman, his name was George Mendonça. He was 95 years old, Luann, and he passed away. He was the sailor dipping the girl and kissing her.
Oh my God, the nurse.
That's right. It was taken August the 14th, 1940. There's the picture.
Yeah.
Famous picture from Times Square.
And somebody asked him why he chose her out of all the people, and he said it was her uniform. She was a dental assistant.
Hygienist.
Yeah.
Her name was Greta Zimmer Friedman, and there they are. So rest in peace, George
Yes.
Mendonça, 95 years old.
What a happy day that must have been.
In 1945,
Imagine?
it wasn't a happy day for 980 Japanese soldiers.
No, it wasn't.
No, because you know what happened?
What?
On this day in 1945, it's reported that 980 Japanese soldiers were killed by crocodiles in 2 days.
What?
On Ramri Island in Burma.
980?
That's a lot of Japanese.
How many crocodiles were there?
I don't know.
Right?
But there was a feast, 2 days of. They lost the war and then they got eaten by crocodiles.
That can't be good. What, did you lay down and just
Ramri
let them
Island,
come over?
Burma is the place to go for a vacation if you want to lose somebody.
I can't. You know what? That's stupid. 980 people got eaten by a
I
crocodile?
think that's why it says reportedly killed.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
Like,
It was
seriously?
a crocodile rampage.
Like, my goodness, how many crocodiles? There had to be several, like under the sand, eating 980 Japanese people.
Well, then
Come on.
after they ate a few, wouldn't you think, don't go to the beach?
No, we'll see what happens is that an hour later, they're hungry again. Mom! Oh, that's Chinese, sorry. It's so good to be back. Thanks for joining us. Who's on the show today?
I have no idea. Sioux College is doing a Fit-A-Thon, and they're on the show. And then seniors staying in the homes, very important.
Awesome.
We've got an interview about that later in the show. Plus, Luann has the news. So please stay with us on this fabulous Tuesday morning because Mama's home.
Woohoo!
On Mornings with Luann and Tim. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. This is Heidi, and that is Spencer. Heidi and Spencer are from the Sioux College. What's the program called? Fitness and Health Promotion Program. Second year students. That's the final year of the program, right?
Yes, it's a 2-year program.
Okay, and you're here to promote the Fit-A-Thon. Before we get to that, though, I want to hear some about your stories. So, Heidi,
Yes.
you're at Sioux College now in your second year. What brought you there? What came before Sioux College for you?
I started out as a X-ray technologist, so I've already been to college, been there, done that. Did that for 10 years, and then
Raised a family, too, did you
decided to stay home for 8 years with my son,
Wow.
and I was very fortunate to be able to afford to do that.
Right on.
And then went back to work for a couple years for in the fitness and health industry again for chiropractic and physiotherapy office.
Okay.
Was the office manager and did not like sitting behind a desk all
The
day.
desk job. It wasn't the people or the.
No,
it was
they
just
were fantastic to work for. It was just couldn't sit behind
For
a
your
desk.
own contentment, you need to be out doing something.
Needed to be active, love helping people, so this program was a perfect fit.
Wow. Okay. And so it's a 2-year program.
Yes.
What kind of stuff? Now you've already had one career and a family, 2 careers and a family. What do you think you'd like to do with this once you graduate from the program?
I think I would like to stay in the Sioux, and I don't think that limits my opportunities at all. There's many things. You can work at the YMCA, there's city programs,
Right.
there's personal training, group fitness, your own business if you like.
Really?
And but there's so many needs in this community for fitness and health and preventative medicine that,
Yes.
that you can, if you want, you can create your own opportunities as well.
Good for you. What about you, Spencer? What's your story?
Well, I've been involved in like the sports and community for a long time around town. So
What sort of sports did you?
I was a competitive swimmer my whole life. So I was doing that probably about 10 years or so.
We have some great swimmers in the Sioux
We
right
do,
now. There's some
we do. Yes, we have a great
Canadian
program here.
champions in the young program.
Exactly, yeah. We have a great program for
Are you
that.
still involved at all with swimming?
I haven't been for about 2 years, been out of it, been more focusing on school now. So that's
Gotcha.
why I came and joined this fitness and health promotions program where I'm able to do a bunch of things that I've enjoyed throughout my life and get involved with improving people's fitness and seeing what I saw in myself in them and being able to train them and get them towards their goals. So it's a great opportunity for that. Plus, it's got opportunities in the future. So I'm looking to complete my kinesiology.
You were talking about you being able to actually combine the program at LSSU across the river at Lake Superior
exactly.
State.
Yeah, so they have that opportunity at Lake State where you could take 2 years coming out of this program for 2 years and completely get your 4-year kinesiology degree.
And still be
move on.
here and home, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
If you chose to leave, you could go where then? If you wanted to leave town?
If I wanted to leave, they have a program at Guelph Humber in
Right.
school, so that would be 2.5 years. So you do like a summer there and then 2 years, and you have your kinesiology after that.
And you have your, but you were even talking about going further, maybe into chiropractic.
Further, yeah, into chiropractic or physio and all those rehabilitation sciences.
Right. But that's down the line. Right now, I mean, just one step at a time and then
Yep.
see how she goes, right?
Exactly.
So the program, you're enjoying the program, obviously. And this is an opportunity also now to do some great stuff in the community as well, which I think is fantastic that the college promotes this. How many years now has Fit-A-Thon been going on?
This is the 4th annual.
4th annual. You were obviously involved last year because you used the first, you guys are using the first years as minions, are you?
Exactly.
And now you're second year, so you're more involved in putting the program together, right?
Right.
Putting the event together. So you were involved with it last year
Yeah,
as first year students.
I participated in the workouts, and then we also had the opportunity to just to help out and clean up, set up,
Right on.
see how they did it.
Where did the funds go last year?
Last year they had Project Semicolon was who
Right.
they raised funds for.
And this year, Spencer, who is the
We're
designated
donating to
charity?
the Twinkie Foundation this
Hey,
year.
that's our friend Karen Lefebvre and Greg Lefebvre, the Twinkie Foundation. That's for children who have to travel for health purposes.
Yeah.
It helps the family with covering some expenses and just
Absolutely.
offering general support to the
Yeah.
families, and they're a great resource in our community.
Yeah.
So you're raising money for them.
Yes,
Yep.
half of all of our.
Half of all the proceeds will go to the Twinkie Foundation.
Correctly, yep.
Okay, so now let's talk about the event itself. First of all, where is it? At Sioux College.
Yes.
At Sioux College in the brand new Fitness and Health Promotion Center.
Beautiful building.
Yeah, nice and beautiful,
All
great,
like glass,
clean gym.
2 stories. Is it 2 stories? It is, isn't it? It's got a high ceiling
Yeah.
up there.
There's
Like an
the
atrium.
gym
Fitness
and
center up there.
fitness center on the upper level.
Beautiful.
And then
Yep.
their beautiful new, for basketball
Oh,
court.
look, there's a picture. Is that the basketball court right now at Sioux
That's
College?
one of our events.
Oh, that's a
one-
picture from one of the events.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Oh, what? It looks like you got fancy lights in there.
Oh, there will be a very high energy music
Really?
and a light show
Come on.
and a
Yeah.
video
Really?
Pretty
screen.
intense.
And so it's held in the fitness center. I always say sometimes parking for me at Sioux College gets confusing, but you said they're offering free parking for the event.
That's correct.
When is it? Thursday?
This Thursday,
What's that? February the.
February the 21st,
Thank you for keeping me
the
on
Health
track.
and Wellness Center, Sioux College. You can come at 6:30 just to
Like
kind of
doors
get your
open?
ticket. Doors open. You can purchase your ticket right there at the door.
No pre-registration necessary. You can just
No,
show
just
up.
give yourself a little bit of time to settle.
Settle, and you want to maybe if you're
Get
not
ready.
coming, if you're wearing winter boots and stuff, you might want to bring your gym clothes, your workout clothes, running
Yes.
shoes, something comfortable,
Yeah, be
workout attire.
prepared to work out. Bring a water bottle.
Water bottle. You guys are providing some like
Yeah, we'll have
sustenance.
some granola
Yeah.
bars there,
Some
some
water
snacks
bottles
to keep
around.
you going,
Snacks keep
some
us
water
going.
as well.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay, and then who actually runs the workout? Tell me about the workout program, the workout session itself.
Okay, so there's about, we're doing 4 different classes.
Okay.
So two of our teachers of our program are helping us, well, not helping, they're running 2 of the classes.
Well, that's kind of cool because then
Yeah.
people can actually see what it's like to have an actual teacher from Sioux College run a class.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you're considering going in the program, you know what it's like.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they run 2 events?
They run 2, and then 2 of the other ones are going to be run by our classmates and us. We're all trying to put effort towards it all together so that we could all show different parts. So we're going to have somebody showing modifications of exercises.
So modifications meaning different levels of ability.
Yeah, so
Exactly,
all
yeah.
levels of ability are welcome to participate.
You're going to be able to modify programs. Students will be there to help somebody if they are not able to do exactly what everybody else is doing. That's great training for the students.
Exactly.
On modifications,
Yes.
right?
Yes, for
Tell
sure.
me some more about. So there's 4 altogether.
4 altogether. The first class is going to be called a boxing fit class that our teacher does.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the second class is going to be sort of dance, like Zumba type fit activity.
Nice.
Then the third one, we're doing this new thing called a 4-corner circuit. So we're going to have people in 4 corners. We're going to give them bracelets when they come in. You each get a different station, and we're sort of doing a whole bunch of exercises in sort of circuit style.
That's neat because then it's not just, that's more than one workout in that.
Yeah,
Okay.
making it exciting, switching it up. And then the last one is a Tabata.
Tabata, yep.
What's Tabata?
It's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest, 4 rounds. You go as hard as you can.
Tabata for you.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun.
How long are we spending there with you guys that night?
2 hours.
So we go in at about 6:30, the doors open, event starts at 7, go till 9 o'clock, and then you're
Go home nice and
be
sweaty.
proud. And be proud because not only did you make yourself healthy, you helped the community by giving $5 of the $10 will go towards the Twinkie Foundation. No pre-registration. What about the $10? Does it have to be cash? Will you be doing debit? There's a hair floating around.
Prefer the cash.
Yeah, so cash at the door. You have bank machines in the college anyway.
Yes, there's one right near the gym.
Right on. Okay. Anything else you want to get out there?
Prizes. We have
I
prizes.
forgot about the prizes,
Come.
which we love. Thank
Everybody
you.
gets a chance at a prize. We've had many, many community sponsors that have been fantastic.
They've come through for you.
Community support is unbelievable in Sault Ste. Marie.
Love that.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so it's the Fit-A-Thon this Thursday, February the 21st at Sioux College in the
Health and Wellness Center.
That's what she said. 6:30, show up, 7 o'clock, have fun, get fit, and all for a great cause, the Twinkie Foundation. I want to thank you, Heidi.
Thank you, Tim.
Really nice meeting you. Spencer, all the best to you, my friend.
you very much.
And we'll be back with Luann right after this break. Luann, you have breaking news on the presidential race.
On the what?
Presidential race.
Oh, I thought you were going to say about the school. Yes,
Oh.
Bernie Sanders has declared that he is going to run once again.
He's in
He's in.
for the Democrats. What's on your mind, Mama?
Well,
She gave me a look.
how old is Bernie?
Well, I don't know. I don't think he's that much older than a lot of other people who've run for
Really?
president. Yeah, I just think he maybe is.
I'm
Hasn't,
thinking 75.
I think it's a lot of scotch and cigars.
Well, you know what? I really like him. I think he's very smart.
You think he's too old to be president?
I kind of do.
But he's young and hip in his mentality.
You
He's
think?
I don't know.
Well, so am I, but I'm not running for president.
Well, your hip is broken.
Any of my hip, it's broke.
You have, local updates.
Yes, Boreal French Immersion Public School is closed today because of a water main break.
That water main broke yesterday.
Oh, did
I didn't know what the heck was going on. I was heading home. I went to visit my mother. I'm driving along Northern Avenue to go home. And all of a sudden, I was coming up the hill. That's what it was. I was going to visit her. And all this water's running down Elm Street Hill. I'm like, where's all this coming from? I get to the top and it's deep water, like
Really?
gushing. And then I see all these plows and stuff. I'm thinking, I don't understand. Are they trying to, rather than removing snowbanks, have they just turned on a hydrant and they're letting the water run to try to melt the snow?
Nah.
It wasn't until I was on my way back I realized what was happening. Water main broke. Plows, emergency, had to come out and find all of the sewer drains.
Oh,
So
gosh,
that's what they were
there's a
doing.
job.
They were plowing up and then lifting all the snow off all the sewer drains. So the water main, because otherwise, I'm thinking, if this is how they're trying to melt snow, it's going to backfire because it's all going to freeze and I'm going to have a slick. I thought it was the craziest thing.
Thank goodness you don't work for the city.
I know.
Jim.
I thought, how do we melt the snow? Let's just run water everywhere.
Yeah, let's
in the
just
dead
run
of
the
winter.
water. Yeah, and-
So anyway, the roads were fine this morning. They obviously that worked. That they did that. The drainage, good for the city.
Well, it's almost like they know what they're doing,
Sometimes.
right?
Sometimes.
Like, seriously, imagine though, trying to find those sewer drains.
Well, they might. No, you know what? The PUC knows, or they know. The city
must,
knows.
yeah.
They have GPS stuff. They do. I know this for a fact. They know where all the drains are. They just have to have somebody tell them, and they have a little map that tells them where they are. They know. I know they
Do
know.
they have Google Maps?
They know.
Hey Google, find the sewer.
Find a sewer. Okay, we learned something really weird today.
What?
the JFK casket.
This is so
we
weird.
only have a minute left.
Oh, shoot.
Next banter?
Next banter, because it's a long one. And
It's a long
once he
one.
gets started.
Okay,
he's
but
just
here's a
gonna-
short one that's kind of terrifying. The New York Times has an article out that says the Vatican has now confirmed they have a secret set of rules for priests who father children.
What?
Yes, there's a guideline. If you're a priest and you father a child, they have a set of guidelines for you to follow. And just to give you an idea of the scope of this, there's a place called Coping International. It's a support group for children of priests, and there are over 50,000 users on their website.
They're supposed to be celibate.
Not so much.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Maybe that proves that they shouldn't be celibate.
Well, there's
I mean,
a lot of
let them
things.
get
There's a lot of
married.
things that would indicate that celibacy is not the way to go.
Well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all kinds of things.
Yeah.
Usually pretty nasty.
Yeah.
50,000?
Over 50,000 children of priests accessing a website.
I wonder if Popey has any. Right?
I like how you call him Popey.
Maybe the Pope has a couple.
Oh
Let's
my-
start a rumor.
Okay.
I'm
Listen,
Popey's kid.
No rumors with the news. You keep it
Straight up, man.
straight up, man. News.
Yep.
That's with you.
Yes, it is. Coming
Next.
up. Yes.
So.
Stay tuned to Mornings with Luann and Tim. We'll be back right after this. Hi again. Hope you're having an awesome morning so far, and I hope that we're doing something to help your morning along, good or bad.
As long as you're on this side of the turf, you're doing good, right?
Yes, absolutely. Breathing on your own, it's awesome.
So here's the story.
Yes, the JFK thing. Okay.
So we all know that President Kennedy was assassinated in November of 1963.
Right.
So I'm looking on the internet and I see this picture of them loading his casket onto Air Force One. So this is the photo you see here. Now this is them taking the body from Dallas back to Washington. But here's the crazy part. They had to go get that casket in Dallas, of course, because
Oh, because he died.
how else are they going to transport
Well,
the body,
sure.
right? So I guess the guy, remember in the famous Zapruder film, whatever,
Yeah.
the guy that jumps on the back of the vehicle?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that guy, his name was Clint Hill. So Clint Hill, he goes to Vernon O'Neill, an undertaker in Dallas, and says, we need a casket
Right.
to transport the president's body. So this guy, Vernon O'Neill, gives them this bronze casket, and they put the body in, and they put him on the plane, and they take him to Washington. But the family didn't want to use that casket for the burial.
Oh.
So what they did was they took that casket that he was transported in, and they put it in a storage locker in Washington, D.C., in a warehouse, and it sat there for 3 years.
What?
Until the Kennedy family finally said, okay, time to get rid of that casket.
Right.
They took it out, they filled the casket with sandbags, encased it in a solid pine box, drilled over 40 holes into the structure, bound it with metal binding tape, and fitted it with parachutes, put it on a C-130
Holy.
transport plane, flew it 100 miles across the Atlantic Ocean to a selected spot where the ocean's 9,000 feet deep and away from shipping lanes. At 10 a.m. on this date, the 18th February 1966, they dropped the casket from the airport plane, and they watched it from the tail hatch. They watched it go down. The plane circled for 20 minutes to make sure nothing resurfaced. It didn't. And to the relief of the Kennedy family, the final physical reminder of that dreadful day in Dallas was gone forever.
Isn't that amazing?
Isn't
I had
that
never. I thought I read everything about the JFK death and assassination. That's fascinating. And you know what? I bet there was some blood and stuff
It
in
said so.
the casket.
It did say that the massive wounds that he endured, it was not in good shape, and it got banged up because they didn't transport it properly. You saw the picture. They're trying to carry it up the stairs.
The Secret Service guys
trying
are
to
doing
carry it
it.
up the stairs. It got banged up.
Oh.
And what's also interesting is the coroner in Dallas did not want that body going back to Washington until he performed an autopsy. They almost got into a fight because the sheriff backed him up on it. All the guys from Dallas were like, they were blocking the casket. We're taking that body back and we're going to do an autopsy here. It's against the law. It's just another death as far as we're concerned, another homicide. We're going to do that. And the Secret Service almost used the casket as a battering ram.
Holy moly!
They drew guns and they got the plane on. They got it on the plane. Yeah.
Another little story
There you go.
around the
We're
Kennedy.
full of news here at ONNtv.
We're full of something.
Yeah, and we're full of interviews. The next one is with a young lady who works for a company that helps our families stay in the home, our parents and loved ones stay in their home longer. So stay tuned for that on Mornings with Luann and Tim on a Tuesday in Sault Ste. Marie. Welcome back to Mornings with Luann and Tim. I am joined right now by Nikki Sage via Skype from Sudbury. Nikki is the Community Service Representative for ONNtv Senior Care. Welcome, Nikki.
Thank you for having me, guys.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. So, Nikki, your territory as a service rep for ONNtv Service Care spans all the way from North Bay to Sault Ste. Marie, yes?
That's correct.
And I'd like to hear a little bit about, from you, the history of ONNtv Senior Care and what exactly the business is all about.
So, perfect question. ONNtv Senior Care has been around for 9 years here in Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, that service area we were talking about. And basically what we do is we help individuals with activities of daily living. So activities of daily living can range from personal care, companionship, transportation, meal prep, kind of what you and I do every day. You know, we get up, we shower ourselves, make ourselves breakfast and lunch, drive ourselves to work. Well, there's a lot of individuals that need a little bit of assistance with that, whether it be once a week to 24-hour care. So at ONNtv Senior Care, we help a lot of individuals with all their activities of daily living.
And one thing that's not news to any of us, Nikki, is that there's a shortage of beds in seniors' homes and in in seniors' residences, certainly, especially in seniors' homes. And the government has actually proposed that if we can, to keep seniors in their homes as long as possible, just because they want to reduce the number of people going into care for seniors in those residences, right? So this is an alternative to actually having someone to have to leave their home to get the kind of care that they need that could be done in home, right?
Absolutely. I mean, think about it. You know, your home is where your memories are. The pictures are on the wall. You know, most people, that's where they want to age. You know, we kind of see this whole shift of an aging in place movement. And aging in place means having, you know, the social supports and services you need in your community. So you can age at home or wherever you want to age for as long as possible. So we kind of see that shift, and we see a lot of families call because they're worried about their loved one, and their loved one is insisting that they stay at home. And hiring home care is so important when it comes to loved ones aging at home.
And people have worked their entire lives to get those homes, to pay those homes off. And, you know, you're at the age of 70 years old. 70 is not old. And you're 70 years old and you suddenly find you're having mobility issues, or there's something that's happened. Perhaps you've had a stroke or something where you're limited to what you can do for yourself, but you're not necessarily ready to move into a full care facility, right? Or assisted living.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't know that, you know, private home care is an option.
Right.
I've attended many different events where I've heard that comment. I didn't know I could hire somebody to take me to my doctor's appointment, or I didn't know that I could hire somebody to help with meal prep or clean my home. You know, a lot of times we hear it's hard for a loved one now to carry the vacuum up and down the stairs, or to dust, you know, their entire house the way that they want it cleaned and dusted. So
Nikki, I'm only 50. I'm only 56, and it's hard for me. If I could have, I would pay someone to come and, I do pay someone to come and dust my house, as a matter of fact. But I know what you're saying. You were talking to me before the interview about some people noticing signs or changes in their loved ones when there's been a bit of time since they've seen them. Holidays, you said, is a time when people sometimes notice changes. Can you talk a little bit about that?
For sure. We always see an increase in service inquiries in our office in January because over the holidays, many families notice warning signs or notice signs that their loved one may not be, you know, doing so well at home, independent, like either they thought they were or the loved one told them they were. Sometimes, you know, seniors, older adults may not want to admit that they need help. There's like a pride factor involved. And it's really important that, as family members and loved ones, that we be the eyes and ears, and we recognize these warning signs, and we help set up services, or at least recognize the warning signs, address it in a proper manner, and get services, because loved ones want to stay in their home. And if they want to stay in their home, they should be able to stay in their home.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but would you be able to maybe give us an example of some of the warning signs? I mean, you've been in the business now for at least 4 years yourself, working with ONNtv Senior Care. What do you hear are signs that make people concerned for their loved ones and start to think, ooh, gee, maybe they need a little assistance?
Absolutely. So there's quite a few different signs. So kind of looking at their mood. Does your senior loved one seem to be a little bit more withdrawn? Or maybe a little bit more emotional? Always taking a look into the factor of their mood. Personal hygiene as well. Does their hair seem to be undone? Is there any body odor? Are they wearing the same clothes more often than not? That could be a sign. We were talking a little bit about it, but take a look at the household, right? It could be a warning sign that maybe they can't do all the daily tasks that they used to be able to do. So making sure that their household is clean and up to par as to what it used to be. Nutrition and eating habits, that's really important. Check the fridge, right? Is there food in the fridge? Sometimes loved ones, my grandma was bad for this, but not wanting to eat, so there's not much food in the fridge. Or it could be the total opposite, and there could be a lot of expired food in the fridge.
Yes.
So those are some warning signs that I would probably take a look at. And the other one that we do tend to see is if your loved one's still driving.
Yes.
Is there any, maybe speeding tickets or unexplained dents in the vehicle? That could be, some concern, and have a little bit of a conversation about the loved one driving and getting in behind the wheel as well.
Conversation is a big part of it, isn't it?
Absolutely. And I mean, it's not easy to have that conversation, especially when it comes to driving. No one wants their independence taken away. But I think, and we have some resources, if you don't mind me sharing, on caregiverstress.com.
Please do.
There's videos on there. There's free conversation starters, for example, on a program called Let's Talk About Driving. And it gives you some questions you can start asking your loved one, and some warning signs when it comes to particularly driving. But there's so much information on there to have conversations with your loved ones about medications as well, about eating habits. We have a really great Sunday dinner pledge, is what they call it, where they encourage families 1 day a week. They give you recipes and after dinner activities, and they encourage you to go with your loved one and make a meal together at least 1 day a week.
The website, can you just give me the website again that you just mentioned?
Yeah, it's www.caregiverstress.com.
Excellent.
So
go ahead.
Sorry. I was just going to say, it's all resources. At ONNtv, we really understand the caregiver burnout piece, and it's all resources to help a loved one who's trying to take care of
self-care.
Other loved one.
Generally, do you hear more at ONNtv Senior Care? Do you hear more from family members, loved ones, or do you actually hear from the seniors themselves, or is it a combination?
It's quite a combination.
Okay.
Definitely both. We have the seniors calling us, which is awesome. They're taking the lead. They're getting information, and they're moving forward. But then we do have a lot of the children that are calling for their parents, and we tend to see a lot of that in January, as I was mentioning, because they visited their loved one over the holidays. It's like a wake-up call to them, like, maybe mom told you, oh no, everything's fine, don't worry about it. And then they show up and, their mom maybe has lost some weight, for example, or something like that. I know we've got an inquiry recently about a loved one talking about their mom, and they were very concerned about her eating habits. Wanted to hire a caregiver to do the companionship piece. Because, we cook and we make food, but sometimes when there's just one person, what can you cook and what recipes are available, and to even have an interest in eating by yourself, right? So that's a huge piece. So having a caregiver as a companion helps a lot as well.
Hear that from widows and widowers often, that when a spouse has passed and they're alone, that they just don't want to cook for themselves. It's not fun to eat alone. It makes them feel depressed when they eat alone. So the companionship is a huge part of it. And also, my mother has dementia, and we discovered that, or we believe that the mental gymnastics that happen with having somebody there with her as much as possible, keeping her mind going, keeping her active with puzzles and that sort of thing. Is that something else that you believe as well at Home Instead Senior Care?
Absolutely. Home Instead Senior Care totally believes in Alzheimer's and dementia and services for loved ones.
Right.
We actually have another website I'll give you. Maybe you can take a look at it. Maybe there's some information to help you with your loved one. It's helpforalzheimerfamilies.ca.
Okay.
And on there's actually an app you can download. There's lots more videos and resources specifically with Alzheimer's disease or other dementias for loved ones that can tap into. I mean, activation is so key and so important.
Yes.
When it comes to a loved one with a form of dementia at home, and a caregiver is a perfect piece to that. And also some respite as well, right? Sometimes family members want to be the wife again. Mm-hmm. They want to be the daughter again. So hiring a professional caregiver to come into the home for so many hours allows them to be able to fall back into that role again. And that is so important for the caregiver.
Do you customize plans for every client, what their needs are? Sort of, I'm going to this many hours a week, these days a week, that sort of thing. Do your either the people who go into the home or you yourself work with the clients to say, this is what we're looking for, this is what we need, this is what we can afford, or what?
Absolutely. So we do free care consults, where if we get a service inquiry, and we'll book it with a time that works for the family, we come into the home where we provide the services, and we sit down and create an individualized care plan. And that is so important. Usually in interviews, that's a question I'll always get from potential caregivers, what's a typical client? And I always answer the same way. I can't answer that question. Mm-hmm. Every one of our clients is different. Every one of our clients has a different care plan. Every one of our clients has their own, aging in place plan that they need to be able to remain independent in their home. And a lot of times, we'll sign a client up, let's say once a week for 3 hours. That's all they need at the moment. But then, maybe as dementia is progressing or as mobilities or needs are changing, our care plan and our caregivers, we can increase with the client if they need extra hours. Or if we need to decrease, we can decrease as well. It's all very flexible, and home care needs to be flexible that way.
Nikki, in Sault Ste. Marie specifically, how would people find you or find a caregiver? How do they reach out to you?
So if they want to find us, website's usually really great. www.homeinstead.com/3009. Okay. That'll link to Sault Ste. Marie, North Bay, Sudbury, our office.
Your region, yeah.
We have our Sault Ste. Marie phone number that I can mention as well, 705-805-9313. Okay. And even our Sudbury office as well, 705-523-1600. So the website's great focal point to be able to check out a little bit more about us, see what type of services we provide, and if someone's interested in being a caregiver, because we're always looking for great caregivers.
Yes.
For our older adults and our clients, they can apply directly on the website, or they can give us a call. We can have a discussion and then book an interview from there if we think they could potentially be the right fit. And as I mentioned, we're always looking for great caregivers to help our clients.
So are these personal support workers? Is that the kind of people you're looking for? People who have trained for this, who've gone to school for PSW work, and yes?
Absolutely. Personal support workers, developmental service workers, those are always great individuals to be able to call.
Retired nurse, anything like that?
We can hire nursing students for sure. So Home Instead Senior Care is a non-medical home care company. So we don't have, we can hire nursing students. It's actually really great once they're in their second year, on their resume. So we can work around their school schedule. We can do evenings, weekends. really great experience, and a really great hands-on experience as well out in the field. So we do have a lot of nursing students that will come on board with us and get that in-field experience in addition to their education.
This has been so informative. I thank you so much for joining me. Our time is up, but for more information, we're going to put all that information up on the screen. And so it's Nikki Sage from ONNtv Senior Care. You can check out their website or the phone numbers that you saw on the screen during this interview. Nikki, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you so much for this opportunity to get the information out there.
If you're ever in Sault Ste. Marie, stop by for a visit. We'll have you on camera, live and in person.
All right, I will.
Okay, thanks very much. And we'll be back with more Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim right after this brief message. I don't know, Lou Ann. Global warming, polar vortex shifting the Earth off its sphere. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Everything feels right because you're back.
Oh, thank you so much. I missed you too. It was lovely to be away, but it's lovely to come home again too.
And we'll be home here at ONNtv tomorrow morning with Mornings with Lou Ann and Tim. It's already hump day tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, that went so quick.
I know.
I love Family Day. So join us for hump day tomorrow morning. Have an awesome day today. We'll see you then.